Can't nobody see.
No. Hey, what's going on? The Shake Up guys are back, and I know what you're thinking. We was just on this bitch about a couple hours ago, but we was like, we didn't have nothing else to do, so we decided to bring another show. Also, we have a lovely co-host tonight who decided to be a good sport and jump on the Shake Up guys with us. You Cookie today, right?
I'm Cookie.
That's Cookie. What up, okay? She's got a pseudonym, and apparently she's sticking to that story. So that's what's up. Also, you know, we got my main man over here, Mr. Rated R superstar himself, JL in the motherfucking Sylvan. It's 1:30. Fuck it.
We just going right there.
We're going right there with it, baby.
All right.
So, you know, what's up?
Nigga, it's 1:30 in the morning. It's Friday. It's 1:30 in the morning. Like you just said, whatever. We got special guests. Usually we start off with some current events, something entertaining for the people. We already did that shit a couple hours ago. You saw that show already. That was the wholesome show. This is the show where I get to be me and talk some shit. Yeah, that too. And we brought in Cookie so she could talk some shit with us because we were having a really in-depth discussion about life and love and fucked up relationships and picking fucked up people multiple times.
You know I'm gonna fuck up calling you Cookie for the next hour.
At least,
so, right?
At least.
Hey, you know what? You can call me Cookie. You can call me Megan. Either way, I'm gonna answer. So it's all good.
Before we get started, you want to tell them where they can find you at?
Yeah, you can definitely find me at Cookie Calloway on Instagram. You can also find me Megan Calloway on Facebook.
No dick pics.
No dick pics, please.
Because you're a life coach, motivational speaker, and a singer, right?
I definitely am. So I'm just getting into it. Definitely want to speak to the women tonight because I know we speak to the men, and you know, definitely women have a lot to probably say about the Shake Up guys, and maybe they don't hit on the women's side. So
We're not
tonight,
women.
you're right. So
I
I'm
look
here
like the
today. I am here today to add that, you know, into the show.
You here because you cute. You eye candy. You here to get numbers, nigga.
Wow.
Let's not front. You here because you nice, and they gonna be at you. Your shit's about to blow up. Your DMs, no dick pics. Yeah, all right. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Hey, Cookie, take a look at this.
Right.
I got some milk. Yeah.
Oh my.
It's gonna be a lot.
Well, you know, today I want to talk a little bit about women's worth. So we were having a conversation.
$9.
Yeah. See, this is what I'm saying.
$9.
Woman's worth. She said woman's worth. I said $9.
Oh shit! Damn. Hell no, I don't co-sign that.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not, you know, everybody's on one side or the other. So
And a 3P for the populace. Go ahead.
yeah, but I just wanted to talk about that because, you know, a lot of women, you know, I hear that a lot. You don't know your worth. You don't know your worth. But what is worth? I mean, that's the question out here. What is your worth? How do you discover your worth? How do you know your worth? What determines your worth? Those are big questions because how would you know your worth if you're not able to measure it?
You want to give them a little better background about what brought this whole thing on?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much just life experiences and just going through situations personally that had me kind of questioning my worth. The type of men that I was with, not being able to truly be myself and really know who I am, and not having that support. I will tell you that any human being that pretty much is in any relationship, whether it's a man or a female, needs that type of support, you know, to be able to level up and be where they're supposed to be in life as far as their purpose and their worth. So I've been through a lot of situations that has pretty much allowed me to really reflect on who I am and what my worth truly is. So that's really my background, just going through a lot of things that has led me to really search my purpose, to know, you know, pretty much what I was destined to be on this earth, and what my worth is. So I had a lot of time to think about it. a lot of years. So that's where I'm at. So we had an in-depth conversation earlier about this, and we decided to get on here and talk about it.
Now, before you go any further, I like to speak to one of the things you said about leveling up. I don't think you meant level up like I would see on YouTube with these bullshit ass level up channels. Listen,
Right.
some of y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you see our co-host tonight, she's a very attractive girl. Some of y'all do not have the necessary skills
Or
to level up. And it's about time somebody was honest with you about that. So before you go and spend all this money on Mac and waist trainers and all this other stuff, just
Yucky
know
bundles.
that you are just going to be exactly where you are now, except with less money in your pocket. But
That's real.
I digress.
I need to learn how to do that. See, now if I could say it like that, I wouldn't get in trouble and my channel wouldn't get flagged.
It's all about delivery.
I gotta learn how to do that. That's called tact. I like that because I can't do that. I can't say pretty real hair. You bitches,
Right. You see,
bundles and bullshit.
you
I
got to
can't.
find the balance. You got to meet in the middle. It's about meeting in the middle. You know what I'm saying? You're delivering information that is truthful, but you don't have to deliver it in such a way that makes people want to kill you.
Gotcha. See, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna work on my tact. But getting back to our special guest again, like he said, the piggybacking off of what we said earlier, you are an attractive woman. I will give you that.
Thank you.
I don't give out compliments that often. I usually don't even let women talk this long on our channel.
Oh, wow.
So, because nobody wants to hear a woman.
I'm in danger.
But you actually have something to say, so I welcome it. Also, how does the pretty girl go through so much? You said that you went through a lot. You've been through a lot, and it brought you to the place you are now, where you finally starting at. Do you mind if I tell your age?
No, go ahead.
At 36, where you're finally starting to realize your worth, what you deserve, and what you're willing to accept, what you're not willing to accept. With, like, again, with you being attractive, intelligent, articulate, able to converse and carry on a conversation, why did it take you to 36 to figure this out? Why did you go through the shit you went through? Do you want to talk about what you've been through, or?
I mean, we can go all into that.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing to just, reflect on, whether you feel like you're beautiful or not, you're beautiful, period, is in you. But with my situation, it really was just my first relationship and starting out in a situation where I was taught in that relationship that love meant someone controlled you, someone abused you. And I think that, if you set the tone at a very young age, I was actually 14 in my first relationship. So at the age of 14, I was taught pretty much that a man who was controlling, a man who would put his hands on you, disrespect you, that meant that was love, because he loved you. He didn't want you to, go out. He didn't want you to be better than him. He didn't want you to, any of the things that a 14-year-old would do, hang with their friends, whatever it is, very innocent things, became very difficult. So in my situation, that was what paved the way for what love was. Instead of being educated enough to know that those were red flags, it was pretty much the beginning of a very long, many years of thinking that this was what love was, and I went through that in every single relationship after that. So I was in that relationship from 14 to 21. So being, pretty much used and abused, I went from that to looking for the very red flags that would destroy me, and that's pretty much what it was. I looked for the man that was going to control me. I looked for the man that was going to, put his hands on me. I looked for the man that was going to cheat, that was going to lie. you know, he lies to me because he loves me, but he tells you the truth, you know, and it's a very distorted view of love. So he's lying to these side chicks because, you know, he doesn't love them, but he's lying to me so that he can protect my feelings because he loves me. That's very manipulative, and it's not something that any woman should view as love, because at the end of the day, a man wouldn't think to cheat on you or to lie to you if he loved you. And at that age, you know, that's very impressionable. That's a very impressionable age at 14. So throughout my time, from 14 to 21, I went through that. And then 21 and on, that was the signs that I looked for. That meant he loved me. So I went through a very tough time. And it cost me a lot. It cost me a lot. Luckily, you know, I was able to, I'm a woman of God, so I was able to pray through a lot of that stuff. But again, it doesn't have to be from a woman that is, you know, that was raised without a father. I had a wonderful father. Someone who loved me, someone who showed me what, you know, I thought that love should have been. But again, at 14 was a very impressionable age, and it affected me to the point where that's what I thought that true love was. And that's where I'm at with that. So moving up to today, just knowing, you know, what I know now, I'm able to, and researching and reading and things of that nature, I know what my worth is. So, yeah.
I like to throw this out there because we were having this, like, you know, this show is basically a conversation, starter or ender.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
4
I
hours.
mean, we were having this conversation. Now, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I'm not the cheater type. Okay, just to say that. But I'm not throwing all guys under the bus. I would like to say that this goes out to my guys out here, okay? All right, guys, you're gonna cheat on your wife. Wear a condom and don't bring no babies back to the crib. Essentially, I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I am saying that there are certain guidelines here. First of all, if it's going to embarrass your wife, don't. Get your hoes under control. If you're gonna have some. Me, I can't deal with more than one woman's personality at a time. Not that I dislike women, it's just I can't. You know, I don't have the energy, and I don't have the ability to multitask that way. You know, I can multitask on the computer, but I can't multitask women. But that's just speaking to, you know, as far as, you know, a lot of times with people, they say, if you love me, you wouldn't cheat on me. And I don't really think that's the case. I think it is, if you love me, you're not going to embarrass me.
Right.
So that's
Right.
That's it. Please.
Hold on. Before we go on, I got to piggyback off that for a second. I agree with the last part, the sentiment of the last part. If you cheat, if you care about somebody genuinely, you will do everything not to embarrass them. You don't want to bring shame or disrespect,
Right.
anything to their front door. I agree with that wholeheartedly. The part of the statement is that you hear a lot of people say, if you're going to cheat, cheat up. I don't agree. I say if you're going to cheat, cheat down. If your girl is an 8, fuck a 7 or a 6. If your girl's a 9, fuck a 9 or an 8. Y'all think I'm crazy.
Okay,
I'm
and can I
following your
piggyback
logic.
off
No,
of that?
yeah, as soon as I get done. As soon as I get done.
All right.
Here's why I say that. 1, less likelihood to catch feelings with the 8 when you have a 9 at home. 2, it's less competition. So if you do get caught, she doesn't feel like, oh, well, this was just a fuck thing. She's not. If you got cheated on, if you're an 8 and your dude is cheating with a 10, I think that would cause more insecurity in a woman, because she'd be like, well, fuck, he could do better than me.
I would think that would be the opposite, though.
And can
No.
I get in this? Because I just need to settle this.
Hold
real
on,
quick
sweetie,
here.
the minute talking.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
What do you
Okay.
think? What?
I would think it would be the opposite. I
What?
would feel like a woman would be less embarrassed if her dude gets caught messing around with a girl who is more attractive than her. Because at least at that point, she could understand, oh my God, this chick is bad as hell. As opposed to a 5, like, or a 4. Like, what do I look like? What do I look like if I got an 8 at the crib and I'm smashing 4s under the streets?
Because that 4 may lick ass. That 4 may cook a hell of a meal. That 4 may do some tricks that because she knows she has to work harder. Plus, if think about it from a guy's perspective. You're not going to leave an 8 for a 5 or a 6.
Yeah, but
you're not going to leave.
You're just 8 to fuck a 4.
You're just playing over here. It's like driving a rental car.
I'm not taking those kind of risks.
Hold on, let me finish my analogy. It's like driving a rental car. You know this is not your car. You just want to drive it, slam it, run it through the mud, take it off road, and then you're going back to your real car, which you're going to drive with respect, seatbelt on, hands attended to. Simple as that. If you cheat up, your girl's an 8, you cheat with a 10, that's going to give her a complex because she's automatically thinking, this motherfucker can do better than me.
Well, we're going to have to agree to disagree on that.
Okay. You were saying, you said you wanted to piggyback off that.
I did. To someone who was cheated on by a 4 or 5. Let me just tell you what it does, okay, psychologically.
Please.
For one, the cheating is the worst part.
Okay.
But for 2, cheating with someone who is below, okay, I'm talking about career, I'm talking about looks, I'm talking about whatever you want to think about.
Damn, just all
Pretty much everything. What it does is it causes the complex.
Okay.
It causes the complex, and the complex is this. You start questioning yourself as a 9 and 8. You start questioning yourself is this his
flavor,
type? Yeah,
taste?
this is his flavor. Like, how do I fit into this? And you start questioning yourself, and you start saying, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would he decide to lose his family over somebody that is a 4 or a 5? And as a man, you have to really think about that, because if you get caught and you're 8, because if she's an 8 or she's a 9, she's probably not going to deal with that. Okay. She's probably not going to go ahead and say, yeah, I'm going to let that slide. She's going to know her worth at that point in time. If she's an 8 or 9, she's going to know that something wrong with you is not wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? And at that point in time, you're going to lose your family. You're going to lose your wife. You're going to lose your girl over somebody that is the 4 or 5 that can't buy you a can of soda. You understand what I'm saying? So that is where we get to the point where it's not a smart move. So yes, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna cheat, cheat up.
Goddamn, she ugly and broke.
She
And broke.
ugly and broke.
You gotta pick a struggle, man. You gotta pick
a lane.
I mean, pick a lane. Like I'm telling you that this is real life stuff that happens because it happened to me.
Broke.
And you're looking at the girl. She got blue weave on. You're like, okay, she's a mediocre hairstylist.
Very specific.
You don't have to be
Like,
specific.
Are you
you're
being
really-
petty right now?
No. I honestly want to be real, because at the end of the day, you know, a man has to understand, like, if you cheat, it's already bad enough. But if you're going to go lower, you got to understand that the risk of what you're going to lose is not worth the risk that you just took, okay? Because your woman, she's on top of her stuff. The woman that you're cheating on, yes, it may just be a piece of pussy. It may just be she looks good. It may just be that she has a fat ass, she could cook a good meal, whatever the hell it is. But at the end of the day, you got 10 more things with this woman that's a 9 or 10 that makes her a 9 or 10. And you're going to lose that for a 4 or 5. Like, you got to be smart.
Okay, let's ask this then. What if your 8 at home cannot cook? So you're over here with this 4 or 5 simply because she can cook a hell of a meal. She got you because she threw a hell of a plate together and it was like, here.
You know what? If you're a loyal man and if you love your woman, you're going to go get her cooking lessons. You're going to sit her with your mother. You're going to do something to make sure that whatever she's lacking, you're supporting. Whatever she needs to learn, that you're helping teach her. Because at the end of the day, you know, she may be lacking one thing that you could fix. And instead you go and you lose everything because she couldn't cook.
I'm using cooking as an example, but I'm saying it could be something deeper. It could be something less. Let's say the sex isn't all that spectacular.
Okay, then.
I don't want to leave home because I love what I have at home.
Can't you teach that?
Yeah.
You can teach that, right?
So do you love her
You
enough
can't
to
teach
teach
somebody
it?
to be. You can't teach somebody to have WAP. Can you? I can't train you to
You can get lube.
Hey, your answer is lube every time. But that's what-
I'm saying
Every
though.
time. Every time.
But I'm being honest, like at the end of the day, it's about loving your spouse, loving the woman that you're with if it's not your spouse. It's about being able to support them and move them into their, highest potential. So whatever it is, there is a way that you can work together to basically make sure that she is what you want. Like that is what life is about. You're not going to just get handed the perfect woman. If you're able to take that time to, if you're able to invest the time that you're investing in this woman, especially if she's your wife, then you should be able to invest the time to make sure that she's able to please you and you're able to please her. You can't just give up. You can't just go out here and mess with 4 or 5s. You know what I'm saying? Because then at the end of the day, you're like literally like you negative points, nigga. Like at the end of the day, you negative. You know what I'm saying? When you can be positive. You out here work 4 or 5 and you got an 8 and all you got to do is teach her this and that's gonna make her a 10. Does that make sense? So no, at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense. You're literally
Arithmetic.
right, exactly. You're literally playing yourself.
No, because you know as well as I do, as soon as you get above 7, once you start jumping to 8s, 9s, and 10s, they are untrainable damn near. They typically are not receptive to new things. And the first thing out of their, because they know they have options, the first thing out of their mouth is, well, I know somebody that like it, or I'll just get somebody else and they'll like it. Well, it's like, well, damn, I'm trying to work with you.
If you had a chef, this wouldn't even matter.
You know what?
Get your weight up. Get your
That,
stuff.
and that's the
Or I
stubborn
can
woman.
just
And then
drop
that woman needs to
raw
learn.
meat in this 4.
Then that woman needs to learn. But at the end of the day, every woman is not stubborn. So if you have a woman that's willing to learn, don't go out there and cheat on her. If you have a woman that's stubborn, then obviously you need to go. It depends on what your situation is. Are you with this girl for 2 months? Or are you married to her? If you're married to her, then you took that leap of faith to know that y'all gonna work together to make this work. So you're gonna go ahead and do whatever it takes. You're gonna go to counseling. You're going to get to the bottom of it. Okay, she may have, like you said, she may be a little bit stubborn, whatever it is, but you're gonna work on that because that's your wife. Now, if it's a woman you've been dating for 2 months, okay, by all means, keep it moving, player. But your wife, at the end of the day, you need to invest that into her because what else do you have to do? You just committed your life to her, so why would you not invest that time to make sure that she's a 10? And that's the point that I'm making. Women need to know their worth. And we need to get back to that because women do not know their worth. They literally walk around here, they're showing their ass, they're showing their titties, they're making OnlyFans. I'm sorry, I get it. You're making money, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, you don't know your worth, baby girl. You don't know your worth because no man really is going to wife you if you got an OnlyFans.
That's where I was just going to go with this. Dude, a lot of women,
Unless they
course.
already have the OnlyFans with them.
facts. That's a great point.
Just saying.
But let's take you for example. If you were walking around with your cheeks hanging out and doing an OnlyFans account, do you not understand that would devalue you?
That devalues.
You talk about knowing your worth, but let's talk about what devalues you.
And now
you
you're a
got-
4 or 5 when
Yeah.
you could have been a 9 or 10.
If you're
right.
walking around with 4 kids by 4 dudes,
Yeah.
that's unattractive. That lower, so you could be the prettiest girl, but every kid knocks you down a point. So if you were a 10 and you got 4 kids by 4 dudes, you're a 6. Now
Not even a 6.
you're a 6 in my opinion. That
Well,
just dropped you to a 6.
I think the collection of child fathers
That knocks you
I think
another
that
point.
knocks you down additional points.
That does. Each father
Like,
knocks
so
you
if
another
you were
point.
10 and you got 4, so
By
that takes
4?
you to a 6. But then you got like 3 baby daddies, that knocks you to like
5 or 4.
4, 3
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
You can be a cute 3. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody trying to be with you like that.
That's the point. It's just
I'm
that
not trying to deal with all these extra thug ass dudes in the streets. I got to deal with enough of that shit already.
that's the point I'm trying to make. Is that piggybacking off what you said, knowing your worth is one thing. It's the way you show it to people. How do you express your worth? You can be a jerk and be out here and be like, I deserve better than this. Or you can't take me to no Applebee's. You got to take me to Ruth Chris. Well, this is the first date. I don't know where this is going. I don't even know if I really like you.
like this. Women have a very unrealistic idea of
Thank you,
expectations.
Rebecca Lynn Pope. Keep going. Nah, keep going.
No, I'm being serious because at
I'm
the end
about
of the
to shut
day,
this
if
down.
you're not
So
willing
if
to
you
invest
want
in
to see the rest of the show,
yourself,
come over to YouTube. after
you
shake
should
up
not
that. YouTube, do you shake
think
up that.
that men should invest in you, and that's real. Because if you're not, being the best you, how can a man be the best to you? So at the end of the day, get that degree. Go get that degree. Go get something to take to the table. Go, follow your goals. Do what you got to do, and then expect a man to be on your level. But you cannot expect a man to be on your level if you are not being true to yourself, if you're not knowing your worth, if you're not going after your goals. Because at the end of the day, yes, once you're married, you guys are going to feed into each other. You're going to build each other up. But without you already being about making yourself happy, completing your goals, doing what you need to do for yourself, you're never going to get there, because a man is not going to complete that. You have to complete that before you meet that man. And I'm not saying complete your degree. I'm not saying be at full completion, but you have to be willing to work on your goals before you get with a man, because he's not going to make you happy. Two people that come together, they need to already be happy. I'm not going to depend on a man to make me happy. I'm going to already be happy, and then I'm going to share my happiness with him. That's just how it works. So a lot of women have that misconstrued. They're like, oh, okay, I'm going to get with this man, and then I'm going to be happy, and, he has a good job, so I'm going to do this. Like, no, baby girl, focus on you. Focus on you before you get with that man. Because at that point, if you're not focused on you and you have not completed nothing, you then have nothing to give that man. And then he is going to go cheat with a 4 or 5. Like, that's just what's going to happen.
She says go to college. I say go to the gym.
Go to the gym. Go to college. Go to the gym. Do whatever makes you better.
Most colleges got a gym.
Right, exactly. Go to college and get a free membership and go to the gym. I mean, at the end of the day, you need to work on yourself, and that means physically, mentally, everything. Be your best if you're expecting a man to be his best. You cannot expect a man to be his best and you're coming with nothing. You're coming with 3 or 4 baby daddies. And I'm not downing the women that have 3 or 4 baby daddies. I'm not at all.
I am.
But at the end of the day, if that's where you're at in life, strive to do better. You know what I'm saying? You have to strive to do better, because at the end of the day, a man is not going to look at a woman and say, oh, she got all this responsibility. Let me just go take that on. Like, that's not what it is. You have to be able to offer something as well. If you're business smart, if you're able to help this man succeed in whatever he's doing, whatever it is, you got to be able to do that. And you also got to be able to follow your goals. You got to have some business about yourself, because if not, you're going to be sitting there following that man. And at the end of the day, he's going to go mess with that 4 or 5 that can give him some good pussy, or that can cook a meal, or that can do whatever. But you got to be aware of that and stop thinking it's just because he just wanted to go cheat on you or he's a horrible person. Know what your faults are, and know what your worth is. Because if your worth is down there at 76%, then that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a 4 or 5 bitch sitting over there with blue weave, hairstyle is mediocre.
Wow. Okay.
That's what's gonna happen.
For
Blue weave
for whoever sees this, and especially for the people of color who see this, it's nothing wrong with therapy. Nothing wrong with going to see a therapist.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Probably the wisest investment you can make.
I promise.
Yeah, it is. So going off what you said, Megan, I want to piggyback off that again for a second. So you saying it's like a credit score. You got to have something to offset the negative equity. So if you want positive returns, you got to offset that negative. We were using the example of 4 kids, 4 baby daddies. You got to offset that shit with something. You can't just come with 4 kids, four baby daddies, and a shitty shape and think you deserve a good man. Not gonna,
I'm sorry, you.
That ass, son. But please. Thank you. That was a great laugh. And just, I'm in danger. You can't have that. You don't
I'm in danger.
Now, if you 4 kids, 4 baby daddies, but you own your own business. You got a good job. You're a hairdresser. You own your own salon. Something that says, yeah, I got a lot of fucking kids, but I financially provide for them on my own over here. So you don't have to take on that responsibility, even though we all know that's a lie. But you don't have to take on that responsibility because I got this over here.
How do you guys feel about giving the kids to the dad?
I've done that with my oldest son at the age of 12. So I don't have anything against that. As far as for me, it was him being 12 years old. Like that was the age. It was like, okay, I'm gonna give all the motherly love until 12, and you gonna do the fatherly love in Colorado. But I'm okay with that. But to piggyback off of what you were saying, a man is gonna meet you at your level. You're gonna get the level that you're at. Okay. Most times, now there's some women that get lucky, okay, and they get the level A guy and they're level D. But at the end of the day, most times men are gonna meet you where you're at. If you're a woman that depends on food stamps, Section 8, and blah, 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 blah. That's the type of dude you're going to get. If you're in there in corporate, that's the type of dude you're going to get. But you have to be, cognizant of where you're at. And if you are striving for a corporate dude, a lawyer dude, or whatever that is, unless you have a big ass and some big titties and that's what you're going to offer, you need to probably go ahead and level up to that level. You got to be very cognizant of where you're at. You got to know your worth. You got to know, this is where I'm at right now, but this is where I'm trying to be. Your worth is determined by the amount of work that you put in. Women always say that. I see women that, they ain't got no job. They depending on mom and dad, or they're depending on the government, and they talking about their worth. Well, baby girl, I'm sorry.
I ain't got time for
I'm
no
sorry.
what you doing, Tex.
That's what I'm saying. They ain't got time. They ain't got time for the what you doing, Tex.
Hey,
But-
big head.
Right, hey, big head. But at the end of the day, like,
money. If you don't get the fuck
but
off
that's
my
real.
phone.
Don't be feeling yourself so much to where you think you on this level that you not at. Like, be realistic, baby
Thank
girl.
you.
Like, if you're, and I'm not talking about nobody that has 6 kids and 5 different baby daddies. I'm not. But I'm saying that's where the level that you're at, then add something to it. If I got 6 kids, I'm going to get my bachelor's. I'm going to get my master's. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to do this so that those 6 kids is not part of the equation at that point in time, because I have so much to offer. Be intelligent, research, do what you got to do to be the woman that you want to be, because at the end of the day, a man don't make a woman and a woman don't make a man. You both have your own life and you're able to bring that together. And when somebody is lacking, that's when the cheating is going to happen. And that's just what it is. Somebody's lacking, that's when the cheating is going to happen. So in my life, I've been cheated on, you know what I'm saying? So I could have just got mad and been like, oh, he a fuck nigga, he ain't shit, blah, 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 blah. Or I can look at myself and say, okay, was I with someone who was under me?
Time for some self-reflection.
You know what I'm saying? Or was I doing something wrong? Or do I need to, level up? You're going to look at yourself and you're going to have that self-reflection to say, yeah, there's something that I need to work on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he may be an asshole. That may just be his MO. That's cool. That's cool. But at the end of the day, look at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror, because at the end of the day, there's something that you can work on. There's something that you could do to be better. And if that drives you to that point, and even if he is just a fuck nigga, even if you are an awesome person and he decided to do that, there's still more that you can do with your life, because life don't stop. You know what I'm saying? You have to continue going forward.
Okay. 2 things. 1, if he is a fuck nigga, remember, you picked him.
Yeah.
So you
So
gotta-
why did you
but-
pick him?
That's where I'm getting ready to go with this. Don't cut me off. Okay,
Right. I'm sorry,
men are talking. No, it's okay. It's all right.
I'm in
It's okay. You
danger.
get past because you're cute. But you gotta remember, you picked them, and you gotta take a step back and do some self-reflection. What about me made me choose this? Was that a look for me, like that camera look you just gave?
No, I was looking for the
Oh,
camera
okay.
because I hit the button.
All right. But you gotta do self-reflection and be like, what about me
I'm in
made me
danger.
choose this fucker? You lying, nigga. You
What are you
lying.
talking about? I did it again.
You got to figure out what inside of you made you think that this was a good guy to date. That's 1. 2.
How did you feel about yourself? That's what you're
There
saying.
it is. Why was your self-esteem so fucked
Right.
that you thought he could be a good guy and you could change him or make him a good guy, or that your pussy was so bomb and your cooking was so good that you could keep him at home and that he would never get tired of it? Wasn't no strange.
Here's another thing too to add to that.
Shoot,
Karma is a mug,
it is. That shit gonna come
and I
out.
want people to honestly, for men and women, I want you to honestly think about that person who was actually good that you threw away.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, I want people to, because I've gotten that from people before where it's like, damn, I messed up with a good dude. Yeah, you did. And now I don't want you. But the point is like, be honest. I mean, what is it in What is it in the human condition that makes us pass on good people?
But what if that person that other people think is a good person for you,
Like Dennis.
right? Let's go into that
We wanna know
because
these specifics.
Okay, wait.
Right.
Before we do that, I gotta make this point. Going back to your earlier statement, you said giving custody of the kid to the parent, to the father. If it's a boy, I think you should automatically, that kid at 10 years old on his 10th birthday, that kid should go to the dad. That if it's a boy, automatically just out the gate, he needs to go live with his dad. Because mom has done all she can. She's instilled all that warm, nurturing
Yep.
bullshit she can into him.
I
Now it's
agree.
time for him to grow some balls, literally,
I agree.
and learn about manhood and masculinity. And he's only going to get that from his father. So on his 10th birthday, like a rite of passage, like the fucking Greeks in the 300, he goes to live with his dad and he's got to kill a lion before he can come
All
back.
the time.
Before he comes back. So
Because otherwise, you end up with a generation
Yeah,
of
bitch
fucked up ass men because and I'm sorry, because nobody, call in if you
these
disagree.
motherfuckers ain't awake right now. These people
Call
ain't
in
awake.
if you disagree,
Turkey
but
call.
I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, like a woman cannot raise a man.
Thank you.
A woman cannot raise a man. I knew with my son, and you guys knew my son at that point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needed his dad.
Look.
I mean, that was all I could do. He was 12 though at that point in time, and I said, on your 12th birthday, you gonna go with your dad. People thought, Megan, you crazy? You gonna send it? Yes, I am. And at this point in time, because that's all I can get, I done loved him, I done cuddled with him, I done talked to him. But when it comes down to it, he needs a father figure. He needs to figure out how to be a man. And I will tell you right now, he started his own business. He is now also going to college. He also played football before COVID, and he is doing great. And I had to trust the process. Women, stop alienating your sons from their father, because this is why we are ending up with these men. Okay? This is why they're overly sensitive.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I give
saying?
you one too. I'll join you. Like,
They're overly sensitive. They don't know how to work. They don't know how to be a go-getter. They don't know how to do anything. Like, at the end of the day, because you coddled them all the way through manhood, and now they think that a woman that they get with is supposed to take care of them. That is
made them
not
your
what it's
boyfriend.
supposed to be, right? Now they're dependent instead of independent. They're followers instead of leaders. And that is where we are at with this generation of men. And I do believe and I do agree with you. There's many times that I don't. But this time I
like
do.
ever. Like ever. We never agree on shit.
Ever.
Yeah. Just
Ever.
one time. Give me something for the moment.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to get some.
We
We're
gonna
going to get
argue.
some tonight.
We're gonna argue again in 3 minutes.
We'll
but,
argue
yeah.
later.
All right.
But that is where I do agree. You send your child, if he is a father, even if he's been absent.
If he's
I
a
don't care.
shitty father, he's
If
still
he's a
better
shitty
than
father, send your child,
Thank you.
send your son to his father, because he is going to teach him some things that you cannot teach him. And at the end, he come and visit me. I see my son, but he's a man now.
And here's
I look at him and I can't even recognize the little boy. You know what I'm saying? I know what's in there. I know what I put in there. But he's a man now, and you want to be proud of your son for being a man. You don't want those phone calls from those women saying, he's the fuck nigga. He done cheated on me. He done did this. He done did that. Or he put his hands on me. Send him to the father.
you don't want your son to grow up to be Jody from Baby
Oh,
Boy.
my God.
You can have Jody or you can have Barack Obama.
Right.
You can have Ice Cube or you can have Thugnificent.
Mm-hmm.
Which one you want? You can take a choice. It's masculinity versus femininity. That boy is always gonna love his mom. You're not losing your son. You're gaining a man. That's it.
And
You're
can I say-
sending a man out into this world.
Real talk.
And can I say that I'm not, people might say, oh, she just being biased. But let me tell you something. The father of my kids, he whooped my ass for 7 years. He whooped and you're going to think, oh, well, why did you send your son to him? Well, he was just going to turn out as let me tell you something. One, the father of my kids grew up and he changed his life to God. Now he's still, in my book, you know what I'm saying? He still got issues, whatever. It's not about that, ladies. Stop hating the father of your kids so much that you hurt your child. At the end of the day, he put me through hell. My son's seen a lot, but that's why I separated, so he wouldn't see that. But at the end of the day, when it came down to it, and when he was 12 years old and I looked at my son, First of all, I accidentally walked in and he was in the shower and he had hair on his balls. I said, "Oh Lord, I can't do shit else." After this, I don't know what to say. So I decided at that point in time he needs to go with his father. And although I was worried, and if you're a praying woman, then you know that you could pray over anything, right? So I prayed throughout these years. He's 20 years old right now. I prayed throughout these years that he wouldn't pick up the abusive behavior. He wouldn't, if you trust God, then you already know you're going to be good. So I prayed throughout these years, and he didn't turn out like his father as far as the abusive part. But what he did get is a lot of characteristics that a man needs to be a provider and a protector and to be able to take care of his woman and to be able to, be there for his family. So that's stuff that you're not going to be able to teach a man, and so I do agree with you as far as the child, the man child being with his father. I do.
The world's greatest misogynist is always right. And
I won't say that.
ladies, if you walk in and your son has hair on his balls, get him the Lawnmower 3.0 from Manscaped.
Are you selling?
Yeah, Manscaped, please sponsor us. Come on, man. Y'all, I seen y'all sponsor way worse shows than this. Sponsor us. Man. Come on, man. This is a great show. Sponsor us. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like it. I'm amazed. I'm still blown away that we've agreed this evening.
Yeah.
It must be the drinks or the full moon. I
Gotta
can't
be.
explain it. B Diddy, what you think, man? Thoughts? Jenny Kaylee in the chat room says, I only agree with that if he is a good father. Some men you never want your son to learn from. Well, I disagree wholeheartedly with that, Jenny, and thanks for chiming in. The reason I say that is because, and I got a friend, we talk about this at work. She says her husband's basically, or not her husband, but her son's father is super sensitive, soft ass dude, raised in a house full of women, and she can't stand the way he interacts. She just is like, adamant about not sending her son to live with his father. I say, even if he learns something from this guy, it's more than he would have gotten in this home with you. Unless that dude is going to have your son in there cooking up dope in the kitchen, or teaching him how to be a stick-up kid and run up in liquor stores,
Or he's a pedo.
or he's a pedophile. If it's none of those things, then that kid is okay and better off in that house. Because even though he may not be getting shit as far as how to be a good, quote unquote, good man, he's still learning how to be a man. He's learning how to repair a refrigerator, or how to work on a car, or open a door for your old lady, or don't beat the bitch all the time, or something. There's something he's picking up from that man that will be a life lesson from him forever. That's what I'm saying. I got that from my father growing up. My dad didn't talk a lot. He just showed. My real dad, he talked a lot, but he didn't show. So from between the two of them, I got the best of both worlds. And that's why I'm the epitome of perfection you see today.
And no matter what you try to do, and I want women to know this, no matter what you try to do to keep the child from their father, that's who they are. That is who you picked. And that is who they are. So you're either going to...
Goddamn.
Right. And that's just what it is. That's who you picked.
This man.
You picked him, and that is the father of your child. So... at the end of the day, there's going to be things that you don't like about him. There's going to be this and that. And that's when you instill your side. And then you send your child off to the father to learn the other side. Now, if you're a mother who's very involved with your child, like, you're sitting there and you're talking to them. I talk to my son. He used to sit there, and play with my arms. And, what I'm saying? We'd have nice, long talks and whatever. That's just what he did. But, I'm sure if you think about your son, you're going to think about, your time together with him. And at the end of the day, he's going to listen, and he's going to get your side. But if he only has your side, then what justice are you doing him? You really got to think about that. What justice are you doing him if he only has your side? He has a whole nother side to him, a whole nother genetic side. He has a whole nother side that he has to learn. And without his father, and I'm not saying... obviously, if the father has passed away, or if the father is in jail his whole lifetime, then you got to find another role model. But if his father is alive and he's not any of the things that they mentioned, you allow him to get those good characteristics. He's going to be able to pick through them because he had you at the beginning. So you got to trust the process, baby. And that's at the end of the day, because otherwise you end up with men who I have dealt with who are very insecure men who did not have a father. And I'll tell you right now, not having a father is one of the biggest things that has affected our generation and generations ahead, with men that are just fuck niggas. They just don't care. They don't have that, you know, they don't have that mentality of work and provide. They don't have that because they did not have a father. So go ahead and take the father out the picture, and I promise you,
You gonna get some little girl, motherfucker.
You gonna
get
hurt
one.
somebody little girl.
Thank you.
You gonna hurt somebody little girl, and that's what you have to think about, because I have daughters and I have a son. And at the end of the day, I pray that whoever that they meet either had a role model or their father to teach them how to be a provider, to be a protector, to be someone that is an upstanding man. And yes, everybody has faults. We're not saying any man is going to be perfect if they have their mother and father, but what I'm telling you is give them the best chance. Let them learn. Let them learn from that father. And so I get what you're saying, Jennifer Kaylee. I get it. He's in and out of prison. He's on drugs. He sells drugs. Not a good role model. I get that. I get what you're saying. There's still something he can learn from him.
He can actually learn what not to do.
There's still something, and that's what I'm gonna tell you.
Don't go to prison. Don't do drugs. Don't sell drugs, and be a better role model. He can learn everything you need to know from seeing shit, from seeing a shit parent.
Thank you.
He can learn all that he doesn't want to be.
You gotta get your own hurt and pain out of the way of this shit.
You got to put yourself aside, and like I just told you that the man that I sent my son to used to beat me for 7 years. 7 years. And people would say, "Oh, are you stupid? Why would you send him there?" Let me tell you what besides, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, he changed his life or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's not perfect. But at the end of the day, what he taught him to hustle. He taught him to work. He taught him that nothing is free. He taught him he can't go to his dad and say, "Give me $1,000." His dad is a millionaire, to be honest. If you want me to keep it real, his dad is actually a millionaire. He's almost up to the millionaire status, I should say. But he taught him work ethic. He taught him that you can't get nothing free. He taught him to support his family. So there are things that he still can learn, and whether it is the opposite of what he should do, whether he learns like you know, they said, whether he learns not to be in prison. Jamil, I don't know what you call yourself.
Jay, it's just Jay.
Jay. So whether he learns not to go to prison, not to be on drugs, not to sell drugs, to be a good role model, whatever it is, he's going to learn the opposite. He's going to look at that, and you're going to give him a chance. You got to give him that chance to figure out life, to say, this is not what I want to be. Look at the consequences of doing this. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to run into other role models, but you got to give him that chance. That's where he comes from. That's where he comes. That's his father, whether you like it or not. That's who you chose.
I will play devil's advocate. Were you about to say something? Okay.
It's pretty much hitting the nail right on the head.
Yeah, I will play devil's advocate.
The easiest show, remember?
Yeah, I know, right? I will play devil's advocate for a second. Here's my opinion. The only way I will say in that circumstance where the father's on drugs and then out of prison selling dope, all that good stuff, the only alternative to that I will say is if you already have a strong, positive role model already in the house.
Right. Yeah.
If your new boyfriend, husband, living, buddy, whatever, if he's living in the house and he's already setting the example for your son, then no, fuck no. Why would you send him away to a fucked up, a lesser environment? But if he's already getting what he needs here, if that's the case, then no, I would say no, keep him where he's at. He's doing fine. But if there's no role model, and this dude, let me clarify, this dude has to be in the house. It can't be the boyfriend that lives across town that comes over a couple times a week.
Right.
Or the boyfriend that, or not the boyfriend, but the dude come over and every now and then and wait for y'all to fall asleep and go in the room with mama. Right. No, it has to be the man he sees every day when he comes home from school, when he leaves for school, whatever the case may be, on the weekends, all that good stuff. That guy has to be there. And if he's there, then he's a good example. Then I say, no, keep the kid at home with this example under this tutelage. But if there's no man in that house, then that kid needs to see a man in action. It doesn't have to be the best man. I used to work for DCS. And they'll never hire me again, so I ain't worried about it, motherfuckers. But one of the things they taught us was that before you go into these people's house and pass judgment, remember, it doesn't have to be up to your standard of living. It just has to be a suitable standard of living. Same thing in relationships. Same thing in this co-parenting situations. It doesn't have to be up to your standard. You may know he's a piece of shit. You may know he's a lousy ass motherfucker to live with. But it doesn't have to be to your standards. It has to be suitable for this kid. Can he keep the kid out of prison? Is he going to be doing dope with the kid? Is he going to have the kid running his packs of dope across town? If the answer is no, because not too many parents that I know of, except for Trick Daddy's father, but not too many fathers I know of want their sons selling dope like they did, or going to jail, or getting in trouble, or doing anything. They're usually actually harder on their kids because they don't want them doing dumb shit. I wish Pooh was in the chat room. He was extra hard on his kids, and he kept them on the straight and narrow. And them dudes turned out little geniuses and all that. Pooh, I'm giving you a shout out. But Pooh knew what he had to do to put a roof over their head and keep food in their stomach. So.
And I'm going a little bit disagree on that. Even if you have a role
I knew
model,
this shit wouldn't last. No, it wouldn't last. You can't trust light-skinned girls, fellas.
No, don't trust me. Even if you have that role model in the house, you need to show your child where he came from. And I mean that because, I mean, it sounds very like backwards and everything else. Like, oh, he has a good role model. Why would I show him where he came from? He needs to know where the hell he came from. You know what I'm saying? It's very important in anybody's life. And it's not just a male's life. It's not just a woman's life to know where you came from. I'm adopted, so I'm speaking on my truth, because not knowing where you came from really causes a lot of confusion in your life. Okay, because you're taking on somebody else's identity, and that's not where you came from. You're taking on somebody else's genes and things of that nature. I grew up saying I'm German. I'm not fucking German. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not German, but I was adopted, and that's what I grew up saying. That's not who I am. And it took until I met my true mother, you know what I'm saying, to know who I was. So I feel like it's very important in order for a young man or young woman to understand who they are, is to know where they came from, even if their dad is a crackhead, even if their dad is going in and out of jail. So I get what you're saying, Jennifer, and anybody else that feels, oh, well, I would never put them in that situation. I'm not saying send them to them, but show them where they come from. Show them the family that they come from, because it's very important to know your identity. You know, we take that for granted. People take that for granted. That's not adopted. People, oh, this is my family. This is where I come from. This is my grandma. This is my mom. This is what it is. But when you're adopted and you don't know where you come from, it's a very confusing thing growing up, and you don't know who you are. You don't know your identity. You don't know where you came from. You don't know anything, and you're taking on an identity that is not even yours. So let your son, you know what I'm saying, if he only has your half, that's still going to cause an identity problem. I have a cousin right now that I met. I'm adopted. I have a cousin right now that I met that his mother is white, but he's mixed. Now, he grew up over, you know, all of his life with white people. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't get a chance to know his dad. Now, do you think he has identity issues? He does. He's talked to me about it. He's black. You know what I'm saying? He's considered black in society. He's mixed. He's considered black. So he has an identity issue because his identity has been white this whole time. You know what I'm saying? At that point in time, when you have this confusion about who you are, you cannot be the best that you can be. You cannot reach your full potential because you don't know who you are. It's very important. So show your son, even if it's to show him what he should not do. Show him his father, who's a crackhead. Show him his father, who's in and out of jail. At any given point, take the opportunity to show him who he is. Because without that, then he's not going to know who he is. And now you got some kid that's out here confused and doesn't know who he is, trying to live life in a normal aspect. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing your kid an injustice. And that's my final thought on that. So.
Thank you. Thanks
You're
for coming and giving us your opinion on that. I agree with you on pretty much everything you said. But where I would send some people. I'd send some women to college, and I'd send some women to the gym. Is the only thing I think that you don't see eye to eye.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, if you're pretty, you should probably go to the gym. If you're not, you should probably go
Go
to
to
college.
college. 'Cause you're gonna have to work.
Period. I'm going to
You gonna have
college
to
and the gym
work.
because baby, I know my worth.
Well,
I'm
that's
going
you. We
all the
know,
way
you know what
up.
I'm saying? This is going to be a, star over here. She's going to do it all. So but that's, this was a good show.
Hold on.
I thought this is pretty cool,
It doesn't look
It's
like-
pretty late at night. I wish we had more people in the chat room to, converse with, but, yeah. What does this say?
She said you can co-parent well without the kid living full time with the father. Both parents can be active in the kid's life. That is very,
Agree.
that's very true. That's as long as he's active, super active in that kid's life.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel
What y'all can't do is get into this, tearing each other down match, because that's gonna mess the
that
kid
yeah,
up.
it
too.
can't. You have to when you say co-parent, you literally have to be on the same page
Yeah.
in every category of co-parenting. You literally have to strive to work together and put aside any petty bullshit you have and remember that that kid is first and foremost. I'm still of the mindset that at age 10, on his 10th birthday, he can celebrate his birthday, he can have his cake, and when he blows out the candles, he needs to be packing his shit and getting ready to leave the party to go with dad. Because it's time for him to learn how to be a man.
Well,
Now,
time for you to hit that old
dusty trail, right? Now, let me ask you this, and then we can go back to Brad's closing. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, I wasn't.
If-
I was just saying.
If you're saying both that you can co-parent well without the kid living full time with the father, then why can't you co-parent well without the kid living with the mother?
So basically, you're saying,
She's saying
why can't you co-parent if he is living with this father?
exactly. That's
It should be the same thing. And at the end of the day, you're, basically saying, and I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, if he's very active in the child's life, I get what you're saying. Like, y'all can co-parent at that point in time. But there comes a point in time where he needs to see everyday life of his father.
Mhm.
And he needs to get that full experience.
exactly.
So I get what you're saying, and I 100% agree. Do you know how hard it was to watch my child walk out that door? And and I promise you, and to not see him walk back into my door, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I didn't visit him and things of that nature, but to walk back in my door on his own at the age of 18, it is hard. And I get that you're scared. And I get that, Jennifer. But you have to allow your child to experience his father's life as well as your life. He's used to your life. He's been with you. Let him see what it's like on the other side, because that's a part of him. And you may not understand it because that's not a part of you, but guess what? That's who you chose to be the father. So that's a part of you. I mean, a part of your son. And you can't take that away. And I think it's very important to understand that, because a lot of women, they get upset about the father of their child. But baby girl, you chose him. I'm sure he was going in and out of prison. I'm sure he was on drugs and selling drugs when you got with him.
Plus,
Yeah, he was on bullshit.
He was on bullshit.
He was on
You know what I'm
bullshit.
saying?
Yeah,
But,
I
but
mean,
that's who you chose to be your
somebody,
child's father, whether it was going to be a girl or a boy. It happened to be a boy. So that's who his father is, and you have to allow him to experience what that is, and whether that makes him. And I'll tell you right now, because my daughter has seen a lot of things in her life, whether it was from me or her father, and whether it was from us being together. But she was able to pick through and decide what she wanted to do with her life and say, this is not the route I want to go, so this is what I'm going to choose to do. I don't trust men because of these situations with my mother, and I don't trust men because of the situations with my father. And so she decided to do her own thing. But you have to let your kid decide to do that. You know what I'm saying? You have to let your kid to learn what they want to do, because at the end of the day, they're never going to have the identity. They have one side of the fucking story, which is their one side of their genes, and that's not fair.
plus, that kid needs to wake up and see dad in action. That kid needs to wake up and see dad getting ready for work, whether it's putting on a blue collar or white collar and tying a tie, whether it's walking past the bathroom and seeing dad shaving. Because he can walk past the bathroom and see mom shaving her legs, but that ain't gonna do shit for the kid. If he walk past and he see dad in there with the razor in the mirror trying to shave, he's, oh shit. He can sit there on the toilet and just watch his dad shave. You know how much that may not that may not mean a lot to you and to Jimmy in the chat room, but to a son, speaking from experience, that means a whole hell of a lot. Sitting on the toilet and watching your dad shave and be like, I can't wait till I get a beard. I'm gonna shave the shit out of it. I don't fuck my shit up.
Or are you gonna have your son watching you put on makeup, sitting on the toilet?
And your high heels and shit?
Which one?
Which one do you want? That he needs to see that. He sees that in your house when something breaks, you call somebody and tell them to come fix it. When something breaks when he's with his dad, he needs to see dad's like, God damn it, and goes and grabs a toolbox and the flashlight and heads out the fucking door. It's like, fucking thing won't fuck. And he bring your ass out here and hold this flashlight for me. He needs to see that. Because all that lives with you. I was 9. I used to go work with my dad at the shop. I've been doing exhaust since I was fucking 9.
I was saying, your dad, I wish he had his exhaust shop because I got stuff going on
couldn't
right
even
now.
reach on a ladder talking about, okay, I think I got it. Just doing shit like that.
My dad ain't an electrician or a plumber, but I know how to install lights and I can put a whole new toilet in my house if I needed to. You know what I'm saying?
Important.
That's important stuff to learn. Look up, I watch my pops like he was saying. I remember waking up in the morning and my dad's in the bathroom shaving. You know what I'm saying? Stuff
and think
like
about
that.
the kind of man that you want. And think about
how you want your daughter to be treated.
How you want your daughter to be treated. And then you look at your child, your son, and you say, if I keep him here, what's he really gonna learn? What's he gonna be able to do for his wife? You know what I'm saying? If I'm sitting here coddling him, because I coddle my son, I ain't gonna lie. He laid in my bed, he talked to me, he used to rub the fat of my arm, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we did. But what was that really gonna teach him? And I don't think women understand that. Like, you say you want this man, you want this man, you want this, you want him to be able to do this and do that and fix stuff and go provide and do that stuff, but you won't even do that for your son.
And I think,
and I'm not talking to you specifically, Jennifer.
No, we're speaking in general.
Yeah, I'm speaking in general. Like, you won't do that for your son. You won't give him that experience, but you expect the man that you're looking for to be able to do that. Like, that's not how that works, because as women, we create the world. So you want to know your worth? That's your worth. We create the world. We create these men and we create these women. We are the creator. We give birth and we raise our children as the first teachers. We raise our children as the first mentors. And then, yes, like he said, at 10 to 12 years old, we're passing them off to their father if you're not together, or if you're a two-parent home, then you're teaching your child. But you are the first teacher no matter what. Whether it's a two-parent home or it's a one-parent home, you are the first teacher. So in order for us to stop complaining, teach your son to be an all-around man. Stop giving him one side. Stop giving him the side that's just yours, because he's not going to get that full aspect to make a woman like yourself happy and be able to have everything that she's looking for. So you can't complain if you ain't willing to do it.
Yeah,
that's just my thought on that.
You got to let go of that resentment. I think a lot of that resentment that you have for your child's father, not anyone in particular, but I'm saying the resentment that you hold for your child's father is going to block the blessing that is his father. You know, have that tutelage. That's the other half of my DNA.
Right.
Oh, this is what I'm supposed to know. Oh, this is what I can do. Look at my father. Look, he can do that. I can do that. Or in most cases with fathers, you know, I'm sure we can all agree to this, is our fathers want us to do better. Like, we can do, I did this, son. Look how far you can do more.
You can do more.
You know what I'm saying? So this was definitely I felt like a very powerful episode that we did here. I'm glad that it was just like, you know, I'm glad that Cookie over here decided that she was like, hey, you know, it ain't too late. F it, fire it up, let's go. You know, and, you know what I'm saying?
And y'all can argue at me with it, but I'm gonna let you know that this was my real life story.
Real argument.
Right, there is no argument. But my son, he was sent off at 12. My daughter, you know what I'm saying, she has her thoughts about situations. Like, I can go into detail. I ain't gonna do it today.
No.
But I can go into detail. Like, I lived this. You know what I'm saying? I sent my son off, which was the hardest thing to do in my life. And I understand where you're coming from. That's your baby boy and you want to coddle him. But you are doing a disservice a disservice to him
Yeah.
and to the woman that whatever woman he's gonna be with, because at the end of the day, he needs a well-rounded childhood. He needs his father and his mother.
You need a balance of energy, damn straight.
And that's my last thought. I'm gonna let you close on out. Do what you
Well,
do.
With that being said, I rather enjoyed the show. I had to do hardly anything, and that was great. This shit was on complete autopilot. It's cool. Appreciated everybody. You know what I'm saying? We had to put in a little overtime tonight, but that's cool, man. I appreciate it, especially Jennifer. Thanks for joining us in the chat room.
Thank
you know
you.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
Everybody, this is what this is about. Conversation, coming to an understanding, and it's not just men are right or women are right or any of that stuff. It's about a balance of energy, and together, man, we can heal this big old ball, this earth ball of fuckery. We can heal it if we are willing to do the work and what are our strengths and our weaknesses, and work and bring them together and work together. So that's cool. And hey, that's it, man.
Hey,
Awesome
J
stuff.
Rock. I'm sorry I had to put him out there because I see him out there. Hey, brother. Yeah, so I'm sitting in his
Do you know
spot.
this person?
I do. That is my brother.
That can't be your brother. This is some person named Justine.
It says
It's
Justin,
Justin
C.
C.
Oh, I
saying.
thought that was an E.
Yeah, my brother.
That looked like
Yeah.
a
Looks
E.
like my brother, so I'm sitting in his spot. He'll be
Yeah.
back on the regular show.
Maybe.
Yes.
She did a really good job. And
You might have lost your job, dude.
she's in your chair. And she.
Oh,
I mean,
Lord.
well, I tell you what, it depends on what the numbers do. Because, like I said, you're only here for numbers and how you look. So
That's
we'll
messed up, man.
We'll see how this goes.
She was a great guest.
She was a great
had
guest.
a lot of great, I thought, excellent insight.
She was a great guest. She had a lot
A lot of good insight. For real.
She really brought the thunder.
I hope
on
you
this
guys
one. I
have
was
me back.
impressed.
He said it's me, nigga.
I was impressed. So we'll see what the numbers do, and if they ain't no better, then well, Rock, welcome
He
back.
said,
And I said if the numbers ain't no better, you'll be back.
Listen, he'll be
It's
back,
always-
guys.
it's
It's
always-
the shake up, guys. It's not the shake up, guys and girls. So
Plus
at the end of the day, plus Cookie,
Shake
right?
up guys and Cookie.
But hopefully they have me back.
Cookie
I would
and
love
the
to talk to them. Yes.
Uh-oh.
amazing.
I think Justine's mad.
I'm in danger.
I'm so done. I love you, brother. This was an awesome opportunity for me to talk, and thank you guys so much. I
Thanks for
appreciate it.
coming on, man.
Yes.
We always love having an intelligent female perspective on this show. It's always welcome.
Thank you.
I feel like that. So everybody in the chat room, love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all coming through. Smash the like button. Send this to your friend who got another friend who got a baby daddy who she not feeling right now.
Period.
Okay. Send that to him. Let them watch it. Y'all can have a discussion on it and have them hit the like damn button and the subscribe damn button. Because you know what I'm saying? If we don't grow this show, then we got to go do something else.
Yeah.
Damn it, I'm not dancing on tables for fat bitches. No more.
But I
I'm
will.
done.
So hit me up.
I'm done.
Cookie Callaway at Instagram. Go ahead and hit me up. But at the end of the day, share with your friends because these women need to know this and it's real.
Plus, find us on Facebook under the Shake Up Guys. We're also on Twitter. We're always looking for great discussion pieces. You know what I'm saying? If you got a topic that you would like to share with us, definitely throw it up there. You know what I'm saying? We're on both platforms, and I'd like to see some more people in the chat room so we can continue this conversation. We also have the Zoom up, so now we can have conversations in real time on the show. That's awesome. As soon as I get some more headphones in here, then it'll be rocking right. And Jay, anything else before we wrap this up, bro?
Real quick, the t-shirts are still available. Assassins are cheaper, as well as the Rated R Superstar t-shirts are all available. You pick one up at your fine local merchant, which is us, and any of your local providers, which is also us.
Right.
And we'll make sure you get a fucking t-shirt. Rated R
I didn't get a
Superstar.
t-shirt. What's up with that?
You
Well,
didn't
I mean,
pay anybody.
I didn't even
did
know
you?
there was a t-shirt to be
There's
had.
t-shirts available called Assassins Are Cheaper, and Hitmen Are Cheaper Than Divorce Attorneys, and Rated R Superstar
How
t-shirt
Love
is
it.
Justine?
for me.
I knows how to get them.
I'm
The
hitting
Rated R
Justine up.
Superstar.
Justine.
Also, again, thank you, Megan, for coming on. You did an excellent job. if you want to tell them one more time where they can find you before you do that. Did you say you dancing on tables for fat bitches?
Fat niggas. But
Okay.
anyways,
All right. So that's
you
what's
can
up.
hit me up at Cookie Calloway Instagram. I am gonna start, talking to the women out here because I feel like we got a lack of worth going on here. And then also hit me up on Facebook, Megan Calloway. Nothing special, just hit me up. I'd like to hear
That's
from
the
everybody.
title of your podcast. Nothing special.
Nothing special.
And we're gonna bring her
Period.
back once she gets up
Wow.
and running. Nothing special.
Nothing
It's
special.
actually pretty.
Just a
pretty good.
conversation. I'm good at this, son. I make superstars. I'm not only rated R superstar, I'm a star maker. Thank you for being here. Please, again, hit fuck Justine, this nigga. Please hit the fucking like. We didn't ask for Cash App. We didn't ask for shares.
Cash App, $, Shake Up
Please
Guys.
hit the fucking
This
like.
shit is expensive.
It gets us in the algorithm. It makes our videos noticeable so people see them
The like
and they
button
come
for
see
sure.
us, and then I can get paid for this shit, and I ain't gotta go out here and hit your mama over the head with a tire iron.
Because
Or
Shake
give
Up
a
Guys
buck.
is popping, so please
So
get
please
it.
just
Get it on the level.
I gotta rob old ladies for cash and shit.
Right.
So please just hit the like button. We
Yeah,
appreciate
like for
it.
free. Let's do that.
Likes don't cost anything.
don't
Shares are
cost
totally free. The only thing you might lose is a couple friends who will be like, "You listen to this shit?" Yes. And you can blame it all on me. You can discredit me later. You can be like, "That dude, I don't agree with nothing he said." You can say all that. I
And
understand.
I don't even like him.
Not
But
to-
I'm here though.
I got imaginary friends. I don't need y'all. See?
Oh my god.
It's been real. Thanks for
Sit right here.
watching.
All right, y'all. We gonna check on up out of here. It's late and I'm getting a little sleepy. All right. Till the next time.
My
Peace.
drinks are